Let's talk about the emotional ladder. Now, scientifically, it's called the polyvagal theory, which is referring to the vagus nerve. That's the longest nerve in our body, and it's what's responsible for the physical feelings we have when we're having an emotional experience. And something that's really helpful about knowing this is learning how to move through that emotional ladder with ease. So, we're going to talk about the emotional ladder, and I want you to picture an inverted stoplight. So, we're going to have red on the bottom, yellow in the middle, and green at the top. Let's talk about the red. That's called dorsal. So that's feelings of anxiety, depression, shame, unsafe, and just not feeling happy at all. Now, in the yellow, we have our fight or flight, and green is called ventral. So that's feelings of joy, happiness, and just feeling fulfilled overall. Now, I think we'd agree that we all really want to be in that ventral state, but we all go through the ladder regularly. So, we're going to learn how to go through it quicker and, like I said earlier, with ease. Now, when you're in that lower state or in that dorsal state, many of us have heard, well, if you're having bad thoughts, just think a better thought, which it's not that easy, but it is that simple. And I'm going to teach you that now. What people don't understand is that in order to get from the red into the green, you absolutely have to go through that yellow or through the fight or flight. So, all you need to do is go through different actions and try them out to see if it is what is going to help you personally move from that red level into the green. For example, for me, if I get really frustrated with something, or if something's not working out like I want to, or maybe someone said something to upset me, something that really helps me is to go for a walk. I take all of my electronics, I leave them at the house, and I go outside and I get in nature. And I start to ask myself this question: what is true? When you think about what is true, you're able to really take a step back from the situation and start taking that subconscious feeling and bringing it into a more realistic experience. Now, being able to do this doesn't take a long time. For me, it can be a 10-minute walk. For some people, it's dancing. For others, it's talking to a friend. But when you take the pressure off just going from a bad feeling thought to an instant good feeling thought, and you really understand the need to go through that emotional ladder, you're going to have a much higher success rate. Now, what's really important to understand is this, like anything else, takes time, patience, and consistency. So that's how some people get stuck for weeks or months in that dorsal or that red. And that's what can start making you have the roller coaster of thoughts in a negative way. When you are in that momentum for a long period of time, it makes it really hard to get back into a more positive momentum. So, like I said, saying things that are true, finding things to show gratitude towards, no matter how small they are ways that you can move from the red or that dorsal into the green and the ventral. Now, again, this is going to be something that you're going to have to play around with to see what specifically works for you. But over time, as you are keeping these things in mind, you're going to start watching yourself from an aerial view, taking yourself and your emotions through that ladder. And it gets much easier and much quicker as you perfect it. So start paying attention to that in your life and start noticing how quickly you can go from the negative feeling thoughts to more positive ones and a more joyous and fulfilled life overall.